Welcome back to C-Code German, Lektion 13, and we're continuing our exploration of German prepositions. In the last lesson, you learned the 7 accusative prepositions that always required the accusative case. Today's topic is Dative Prepositionen, dative prepositions. These are prepositions that automatically trigger the dative case for any noun or pronoun that follows them. Once you memorize these prepositions, you'll always know when to use dative. Dative prepositions are prepositions that are always followed by the dative case. This means the noun or pronoun after them becomes the indirect object, even if there's no giving or receiving action in the sentence. Just like with accusative prepositions, this is a rule you can rely on. When you see one of these dative prepositions, the following noun must be in dative case, no exceptions. You don't need to analyze the sentence. The preposition forces dative automatically. Before diving into it, if you are new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for future lessons. Let's learn the 10 main dative prepositions and see them in action with plenty of examples. Aus, from, out of, or made of. Use this when coming from a place, going out of somewhere, or describing what something is made of. Von, from, of, or by. Use this when something is from someone, belongs of or to something, or was done by someone, passive voice. Mit, with. Use this when you're doing something with someone or using something with a tool or means of transport. Up, from or starting from. Use this for starting points in time, from next week or starting from Monday. Nach, to, after, or according to. Use this when going to a city or country without article, or after an event in time, or according to someone's opinion. Seit, since or for. Use this for duration of time, since 2020, or for 3 years. This is very important for talking about ongoing situations. Zu, to, or at. Use this when going to a person or location with article, or being at a location. By, at, near, or with. Use this when you're at someone's place, near a location, or living with someone. Gegenüber, opposite, or across from. Use this when something is opposite or across from something else. Außer, except. Use this when making exceptions, everyone except. That's 10 dative prepositions total.
Let's start with aus, from, out of, or made of. Ich komme aus Indien. I come from India. Notice, country and city names without articles don't show case visually, but they're still conceptually in dative after aus. This is the most common way to say where you're from. Er geht aus dem Haus. He goes out of the house. Here, das Haus, nominative neuter, becomes dem Haus, dative neuter, after aus. The neuter article changes from das to dem in dative. Die Kaffeetasse ist aus Holz. The coffee cup is made of wood. Here, aus means made of, describing the material. Das Holz, neuter, becomes Holz, no article here, but dative case conceptually. This is how you describe what materials things are made from. Next is von, from, of, or by. Das Geschenk ist von meinem Bruder. The gift is from my brother. The masculine noun mein Bruder becomes meinem Bruder after von. The possessive article mein changes to meinem in dative masculine. The gift is from my brother. That's why we use dative. Die Farbe von dem Auto ist blau. The color of the car is blue. Here, von means of, showing possession or relationship. Das Auto becomes dem Auto, dative neuter after von. Note, in German, you often use von plus dative, where English uses of. Das Buch wurde von dem Autor geschrieben. The book was written by the author. This is the passive voice. When you want to say who did something in a passive sentence, you use von plus dative. Der Autor becomes dem Autor, dative masculine. This is very common in formal German writing. Now let's look at mit, with. This is one of the most frequently used German prepositions. Ich gehe mit meiner Mutter. I am going with my mother. The feminine noun meine Mutter becomes meine Mutter after mit. The possessive article meine changes to meine in dative feminine. You're doing something with someone. That requires dative. Ich fahre jeden Tag mit dem Bus. I take the bus every day. Literally, I travel with the bus every day. Der Bus becomes dem Bus, dative masculine, after mit. This is how you express means of transportation in German. You go with the bus, train, car, etc. Schreibt mit dem Stift. He writes with the pen. Der Stift becomes dem Stift, dative masculine, after mit. When describing the tool or instrument you use, German uses mit plus dative. Now let's look at ab, from or starting from. Der Kurs beginnt ab nächster Woche. The course begins from next week. Notice, nächste Woche becomes nächster Woche, dative feminine, after ab. The adjective ending changes to indicate the dative chase. Ab is commonly used for starting points in time, from Monday, starting next month, etc. Next is nach, to or after or according to. This preposition has three main uses. Ich fahre nach Deutschland. I'm going to Germany. When going to cities or countries without articles, use nach. Deutschland doesn't take an article, but it's conceptually in dative. This is the standard way to say you're going to a country or city. Nach dem Essen gehen wir spazieren. After the meal, we go for a walk. Here, nach means after, for time sequences. Das Essen becomes dem Essen, dative neuter, after nach. After an event, use nach plus dative. Es ist 10 nach 8 Uhr. It is 10 past 8. Literally, it is 10 after 8. This is how you tell time in German. When saying minutes past the hour, you use nach. 10 past 8 equals 10 after 8 equals 10 nach 8. Nach meiner Uhr ist es schon 10:30. According to my watch, it is already 10:30. Here, nach means according to. Meine Uhr becomes meine Uhr, dative feminine, after nach. When expressing someone's opinion or source, use nach plus dative. Now let's look at seit, since or for. This is crucial for talking about time duration. Ich lebe seit 2020 in Berlin. I've been living in Berlin since 2020. When giving a specific starting point, a date or year, seit means since. In German, you use the present tense with seit to describe ongoing situations, not the present perfect like in English. Arbeitet seit einem Jahr hier. He's been working here for a year. Ein Jahr becomes einem Jahr, dative neuter after seit. When describing duration, for X time, use seit plus dative. Notice again, German uses present tense, arbeitet, not present perfect.
Next is to or at. Ich gehe zu meinem Arzt. I am going to my doctor. Mein Arzt becomes meinem Arzt, dative masculine, after zu. When going to a person or location with an article, use zu, not nach. Remember, nach equals cities and countries without articles. Zu equals people and places with articles. Ich bin zu Hause. I am at home. This is a fixed expression. Zu Hause means at home. Notice, Hause is an old dative form of house. This is the standard way to say at home in German. When you want to say going home, you say nach Hause. Now let's look at bei, at, or near, or with. Ich bin bei meinem Freund. I'm at my friend's place. Mein Freund becomes meinem Freund, dative masculine, after bei. When you're at someone's place, their home, office, etc., use bei. This is very common in German. Das Restaurant ist bei der Schule. The restaurant is near the school. Die Schule becomes der Schule, dative feminine, after bei. Here, bei means near, close to a location. Notice the feminine article changes from die to der in dative. Maria wohnt bei ihren Eltern. Maria lives with her parents. Ihre Eltern becomes ihren Eltern, dative plural, after bei. The plural possessive article becomes ihren, and the noun adds n. Eltern already ends in n, so no change. This is how you say someone lives with their family. Now, gegenüber, opposite or across from. Die Schule ist gegenüber dem Park. The school is opposite the park. Der Park becomes dem Park, dative masculine, after gegenüber. This preposition describes location when something is across from or opposite something else. Finally, außer, except. Außer dem Lehrer war niemand da. Except for the teacher, no one was there. Der Lehrer becomes dem Lehrer, dative masculine, after außer. When making exceptions, except everyone or nothing except, use außer plus dative.
Now let's check your knowledge. I'll show you 5 sentences with missing prepositions. Try to figure out which dative preposition fits best. Pause the video and give it a try. Here are the answers. Let's check how you did. Let me summarize the key points about dative prepositions. First, there are 10 main dative prepositions: aus, von, mit, ab, nach, seit, zu, bei, gegenüber, außer. Memorize these. Second, these prepositions always require dative case, no matter what. The noun or pronoun following them must be in dative. Third, when you see one of these 10 prepositions, you automatically know to use dative case. It makes German grammar predictable. Fourth, some key differences from English. Seit plus present tense, not present perfect. Nach for cities or countries, zu for people or places. Mit for means of transportation. The key is practice. Create sentences using each preposition. The more you practice, the more automatic the dative case becomes. Incredible work! You now know the 10 main dative prepositions and how they force the dative case. This is a major achievement because dative prepositions appear constantly in German. Now you can confidently express origin, accompaniment, time, location, and relationships, all with correct dative case. Keep learning with Seco German. Dative prepositions combined with your knowledge of accusative prepositions means you now have complete control over German prepositions. You're building true grammatical mastery. If this lesson helped you master dative prepositions, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future grammar lessons.
Also, share it with your friends learning German and leave a comment with a sentence using one of these prepositions. Thank you so much for learning with Seco German today. You've conquered dative prepositions, one of the most practical topics in German grammar. Keep practicing these in your daily German conversations and exercises. I'll see you in the next lesson. Bis bald. Auf Wiedersehen.